So a great dad, a great man, a great cop. That's how Omaha Police Department colleagues describe Greg Hamill. His name may be familiar to you. Greg passed away in February from complications of H1N1.
Since then, his family has been diligent about keeping Greg's memory alive. Now, a neat honor and a way to share his story with countless Americans.
Greg's wife, Vanessa Hamill, joins us along with Tom Neal of the Nebraska Organ Recovery System. Welcome to both of you.
Welcome back. It's nice to meet you.
Yeah, Vanessa, thanks for stopping by. Thanks for sharing your story. But you know, I've heard so many police. I've never had the pleasure of meeting your husband, but so many police officers, and they talk about him and how he dedicated his life to helping others, and he continued this after he passed away too.
Yes. Yeah, why did he decide to be a donor?
You know, we about 14 years ago when we moved up from Texas, we just got online and we signed up. It was very easy to do, and then we moved over to Iowa and checkmarked our little box on our driver's license. It was just the way that he was. You know, he loved to help others. So it just was at the time when he passed in the hospital, it was just, there was never a question of what we were going to do.
January 1st is a big day.
It is.
What's happening?
The kids and I will fly out to Pasadena, California for the Rose Bowl. We'll be involved in all of the events surrounding it, and the kids and I will be able to participate in decorating the float, and we will go to the Rose Bowl parade, and we will also be at the Rose Bowl that day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Tell us, how did this all come about?
Yeah.
Take us back to the beginning. How did this
Did you have anything to do with it?
Mr.
Well,
Neal?
yeah, definitely. We are actually sponsoring the Hamills to go out. Last year we sponsored a writer, but each year Donate Life puts together a float to really honor recipients, donors, living donors as well. And so each year we sponsor someone. This year the selection panel chose the Hamill family, and Greg's likeness will be in a florograph.
We have a poster here. What are we looking at now, Tom?
This is a rendering of the actual float as they're putting together. It's all made up of flowers, of course, with the Tournament of Roses. And if you see, it's a series of books, and with each book there's a picture on the spine, and each of those pictures represents a donor.
And so Greg's face will be on one of those books?
Yep, it'll be made out of seeds and grains and things like that. Matter of fact, Vanessa and the kids will actually get to finish the portrait.
That's so nice.
Yeah, very meaningful.
Yes.
What's planned leading up to the parade?
Yeah, sometimes there are special events that surround these big events.
Well, there's 4 different days worth of events. Once they arrive, there's actually decorating the float. I mean, the float itself is made up of thousands and thousands of flowers, so there's decorating and things like that. There's parties and really a chance, little memorials, things like that, and so people can share their stories.
What do you want the folks who are there along the parade route, and then the millions who will be watching on television, to learn from Greg's story?
Well, really just that to be an organ, tissue, and eye donor is really the most unselfish thing that you could do. I mean, you're giving of yourself to save someone else's life. Personally, I can't take these things with me. Why wouldn't I want to help someone?
Yeah, and Vanessa, I'm sure you've learned more about organ recovery since your husband's passing, but what do you think is the most important thing you want people to take away from this?
For us, it was, and my children and I, it eased our pain, it eased our grief. It gave us a sense of hope and happiness out of it. We were able to just step back and see, you know, I've gotten letters from Nebraska Organ for the gentleman that received Greg's liver, and it has just made the whole grieving process for us kind of a beauty from ashes type of thing. We've just it's just been a wonderful experience.
You mentioned the man who received his liver. There's a lot of people out there waiting for organs. What's the state of the need out there right now?
Well, we just topped 124,000 people nationally. Here in Nebraska, we're nearly 500 people are on that waiting list.
And how many people who are eligible to be donors are registered?
Right now we're about 52% here in Nebraska.
So why isn't it higher? Because we talk about this too, right? There's fear for a lot of folks. So why don't the other 48 who could be on that registry, why aren't they?
Well, there's some certain myths and misconceptions. One of the main ones is, oh, you know, I'm too old, or I haven't taken care of myself. We actually had a 92-year-old man, though, last year saved 2 people's lives just because he checked that box.
Yeah.
So you're really never too old.
Well, 2 people, but what's the impact that one person there, because it's not just, you know, 2 people that they can save. There's more than that.
In some
Oh,
cases.
exactly.
Yeah, how many lives could potentially be affected by one person signing up?
Well, one organ donor can save up to 8 lives. As a tissue donor, you could enhance the lives of up to 60 more.
Wow. And then your role at Nebraska Organ Recovery, how do you fit into the process, right? From the point that we say, yes, I want to donate, to the all the way through to the transplants, how do you fit in?
Well, we manage and facilitate the process. We're independent of all hospitals and transplant centers, but once we have a person that's a candidate, we take over care of that patient. We work with the families. We, you know, set up the transplant team and so forth. Manage the OR. Once those organs are recovered, they go on to the transplant centers across the United States, and that's when we step out.
Yeah, here's your contact information. It's important that people write this down right now, because this month is National Donate Life Month. How can
Yes.
our viewers add their names to the registry? What do you recommend?
Really easy. Just go to our website, nedonation.org. Takes about 30 seconds. Or if you're going to go get your license here pretty soon, the DMV, just check that box.
Mike and I are always proud to say our boxes are checked, right?
right there on
I
the
appreciate
license,
it.
So check out our license and you'll see. Thank you for coming back. And Vanessa,
yeah.
nice to meet you.
Thanks for sharing your story,
Enjoy your
Vanessa.
trip to
Yeah.
Pasadena.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
have a good
you.
time.
If